Hi guys, so today's a very special day. It's Juneteenth 2021, and as of yesterday it's official. It's a federal holiday. So we're going to cook some foods that the freed slaves got to taste for the very first time. So I'm going to start off with a deep South old-fashioned tea cake. And basically what it is, it's a stick of butter, and I'm putting it in a Cuisinart, then a cup of sugar, but I always put a little less than the recipe calls for. So this is a half a cup. So it's nearly a cup. So I'll get that going too. Okay, then also I'm going to put in the zest of a lemon. I did pre-wash this because we're going to eat it, and we only want the yellow part of the skin because the white part is very bitter. This will give a very nice flavor. So I'll put in all my flavors at once. So it's got lemon, and then it has some nutmeg. I have the fresh nutmeg, so I'll grate that. It says 1/4 teaspoon. Let me see. That's about 1/4 teaspoon. And then I'll go ahead and just put in my salt now. We've also got 1/4 teaspoon of that. And there's also 1 egg in the recipe. So let me get that in. We're getting all our wet ingredients in together. And I might get a spatula to have on hand. And let me give this a spin. I'll do it on pulse. So we have the butter, sugar, lemon, egg. We've got to get the vanilla. We've got the nutmeg. We put in the salt. We're going to do 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. And I'm going to scrape down the sides. And now we're going to add 2 cups of flour and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So because I'm not using a scale, guys, I'm going to fluff this up a little bit. So we've got 1 cup of flour and another cup of flour. Okay, so after our flour, we're going to put in 2 teaspoons of our baking powder. And then we'll spin this and slowly add our buttermilk, 1/4 cup of buttermilk. Okay. So I'm going to run it very slowly. So we don't want too much. I think that's enough. And now we're going to put it on a piece of plastic wrap paper and put it in the refrigerator for about an hour so we can then roll it out. So I have my plastic wrap here. I'm going to get this out. guys, so we've got all of our dough on a plastic wrap, and I'm going to fold this over. We're going to let it harden in the refrigerator so we can roll it out, shape it into like a disc, and then we'll pop it in the fridge. Sometimes it takes a little longer than an hour. It depends on your refrigerator, but it's a nice little bundle now. And then I'll be back with you in about an hour. We'll roll it out and shape it and bake it. Hi guys, so our dough has chilled for a couple hours. We're gonna open it up and roll it out and shape the cookies. Let me get the oven started. We'll put it on 350. We made earlier our delicious fresh strawberry soda. It's so good. So I'll get a little flour on this. We'll take this out. We don't want to put too much dough, or too much flour on our dough. This is a very wet dough, but we want to make it exactly like the slaves made it once they were free. Some really wet dough. So I'm going to use biscuit cutter. We'll get one, and I've got my sheet pan here. Got one cookie, 2 cookies, 3 cookies. The recipe I followed had 1/4 cup of buttermilk, and I think that could probably be left out. This is my first time making them. But they're still looking good. And they'll be delicious. I can dip this in the flour. And we'll finish this last up. I might have to pop it back in the refrigerator to finish these. We'll see. So I would definitely leave the buttermilk out. I think that 8 tablespoons of butter is enough. I've been making cookies a long time, and this is a little more challenging. But we're still getting there. They're just a little thicker than I want. So we're going to get 3, 6, 9, 12. And to keep the red thing going, that symbolize their endurance and perseverance, I have some dried cranberries. And I'm going to put one in the center of each one. We can try one where there's 3, like a flower. See how that looks. And we'll do some without. Let me wash my hands up, and then we'll pop those in the oven. So the oven's all ready to go. And I'm going to pop these in for about 8 to 12 minutes. It's been about 12 minutes, so let's take a look at our Deep South old-fashioned tea cakes. Oh wow, those look delicious. They're kind of between a cookie, a cake, and a biscuit. So we've got our strawberry. I'm excited about our strawberry soda. And the ones that I put the cranberries on top look really pretty. I like the design with the 3 where it turns into a flower. It looks like a flower. So we're wrapping up what we did for Juneteenth 2021, and we've got our strawberry soda that we made from scratch, as well as our hibiscus tea that we made, and then we made the Deep South old-fashioned tea biscuits, and we'll put a couple of those on a plate. And as we're eating these with our loved ones, I'm going to take a moment out and reflect on how sacred freedom is. So enjoy, guys.